Hi there, this is Roy Srivastava and I'm from Dublin Celebrations. As you know, Dublin Celebration is doing Impactful Women series where we are going to talk to few amazing women that have done great in the society. And keeping the series alive, I'm going to meet one of the politicians here in my community. And before I going to introduce her, first I want to say Happy International Women's Day to all the wonderful lady out there. And now I'm going to talk to Clodagh O Moore. She is from Sinn Fein party member and she is the local area representative here. She has election coming in June for councillor. So let's talk to her and understand what all going in her mind and what all experience she has in this field and how she's going to build the impact create the impact to be rather in this society where we have like so many folks coming. Dublin is already, there's a lot of culture, a lot of diversity. So we want to understand all the aspects from her directly. See ya. So with me, I have Clodagh O Moore and she is from Sinn Fein party, right? And she has been LAR from years, right? And I'm going to talk to her about all about her, to be honest, like understanding from where she's coming from and all the past work she has done. So, hi, Claudia. Hi. And tell us about yourself, Claudia.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come and speak to you. So as you said, my name is Clodagh O Moore. I'm a candidate with Sinn Fein. I am a mum of two amazing children. I live in Clare Hall Estate. I have been a nurse for nearly 20 years. Yeah. I work as a nurse in social inclusion at the moment. So my passion is working with people from marginalised communities. I'm a real advocate of equity within our community. I'm also a peace commissioner in the area and I'm also involved in multiple community groups that I volunteer in.
Wow. That looks some of the experience. So thank you. And I'm really glad that I'm talking to you. Claudia, as we are celebrating International Women's Day, so I would like to ask a question around that. So what International Women's Day really mean to you?
So for me, International Women's Day is about championing every woman in the world. It's about recognising all the amazing work that women do on a day-to-day basis. It may be, for me, about more high-profile people like Mary Lou MacDonald or Michelle O'Neill, who are the presidents of the Sinn Fein party. But it's also for women that come together. So recently I held an International Women's Day event for all the female volunteers across the Dublin 13 area. So I held an evening where we all came together, we had some fun, we had some laughs, we done some yoga, but it was just to champion each other and to recognise the amount of work that women do and to recognise the volunteers in our community and the people that are backbone of our community. So International Women's Day, it's different for everyone, but for me it's about championing and supporting all the women that I know and that I work with. Awesome.
That's wonderful to know. Clara, another question, as you're going for election, I'm a first-time voter, right? So from my point of view, I want to understand who to vote, right? So can you tell us more about your vision of, let's say, 1 or 2 years, what you see in this community, basically?
So for me in this community, from being a local election candidate, from being a resident, from being a parent of children that are grown up in this community, I recognise the needs and the challenges that our community have. But I also recognise the amazing community spirit that we have, the amazing volunteers that we have in our community and the resources that we have. Some of the challenges that we would have in the nominate LEA would be the infrastructure. So it would take in transport, it would take in the lack of school provision, the amount of families that are struggling to get children into school places. A massive deficit that I would definitely improve on would be the services we have for people with disabilities within our community. And that would range from young children who need to access primary care facilities to older people who need to access social activities, for example. Another area we definitely need to improve on is our facilities for older members of our community. Older people in the community at times feel isolated and they feel kind of left out. So it's really important to acknowledge that as well. Also in our community, I feel that we need to improve our mental health services, especially starting from children upwards. Balmain, Parkside, Clongriffin, Clare Hall, they're all really big estates. We have minimal supports there for people for their mental health as well. It has to be acknowledged. We need to have community facilities here. We don't have enough GP practices. We don't have our own primary healthcare centre. We don't have facilities where we can have an occupational therapist or a physiotherapist if needs be. We don't have a youth, like we should have a youth cafe in the area. We have the population group. We need it. So we need preventative measures as well for youth and for young people to get involved in the community in a positive aspect, as opposed to going down a road where they don't have activities, they can't feel part of the community. So I definitely feel for me, when I'm elected as a councillor, that I will be making those changes so we can have those positive resources in place for everyone in our community. I feel that inclusion is really, really important in our community. And that starts from including everyone and looking at everyone's needs in our community.
Wow, so that looks like a real strong vision for you. Wow. Yeah, then I feel like I'm very safe there. Yeah, especially when we see right now, there's a lot of building constructions, everything is happening. That is really good for development in this area. But at the same time, we need a matching infrastructure. So thank you. I'm really happy that your focus is exactly where the pain point is. Awesome. Now, again, like from the first time voter point of view, I want to understand what you have done in this community from like whatever area, years that your work is.
So, well, I work in the community as a nurse. I've worked on the ground as a public health nurse for a long time. So professionally at the moment, I'm working with minority groups in our community in a health aspect and improving the health outcomes for those groups. On a personal level, I've been involved in so many community activities. So I'm part of the team in Clare Hall that run a summer project. So it's a not-for-profit summer project for all the children in the area. We really try and target children that may have additional needs or children that come from a background where they just need that little bit of support. And as a group, I like to make sure that we all really recognise the positive impact that we can make as volunteers on those children's lives. This morning I was down in the Donamead area doing the litter pickup. That's a predominantly group of female women that come out once a month and clean up the area on a volunteer basis. It makes such a difference. One aspect that I really enjoy about that group is people who may not get to see people on a daily basis get to come out, get to be part of a team and get to have that friendly chat and that kind of banter. Other groups that I've been involved in would be the Balmain group. So I've done different groups and different activities, including running information talks on domestic violence in the area. So I feel as a woman living in the area, from my experience that I have as a nurse and experience that I've got through my neighbours, my friends, my family, that there's definitely a need for awareness around domestic violence, and it's breaking down the stigmas and the barriers. So it's to make people aware, yes, there is help out there, yes, there is supports out there, and for people to be equipped with the tools how they can deal with that. Another area I'd be passionate about is teenagers. So I've organised talks and held talks on the dangers associated with nitrogen oxide gases. So across our area, there was an audit done of the amount of cans that were left over from the nitrogen oxide gases. It's more commonly known as fast gas or laughing gas. A huge amount of cans have been around, and that was evidence that a lot of teenagers are taking part in experimenting with that drug. So from my aspect, it was an awareness for the parents to realise that yes, these are teenagers that are doing this, and this is what we can do and how to address it. And I suppose for parents to be aware that it should come from a harm reduction kind of aspect, so just awareness for parents and supports for parents of teenagers in the area, of people in domestic violence, or to support people in domestic violence.
Wow, so this bit very happy to see like all the work that you have done already in the past. And yeah, like I'm coming from the teenager thing that I've seen, and to be honest, I don't want anybody to blame for, right? Like even I was teenager and it was like that. So it's just the society how take these kids and try to like guide them or give the things that they really want, right? Rather than just pointing finger. Pointing finger is very easy, just group of teenagers and like, right? And this is where I see the pushback. When you start pointing fingers, you'll get pushback, and definitely you'll get pushback. And this generation is more equipped in knowledge and all that. So very, very well said. What all the amazing work. And with that, I want to ask. I would say the second last question would be: who is your role model?
So for me, I would have various different role models. So obviously my mother and my grandparents were inspirational, strong women. I'd also, the party leaders, so Michelle O'Neill, First Minister for all, Mary Lou MacDonald, like they don't need an introduction, they're phenomenal women. For me, I would take inspiration from some of the mums that I have worked with that would be working, minding their children with disabilities for 24 hours a day. Like those women are absolutely amazing. So the unrecognised carers, the women that are out there holding it all together and being the glue in their family day in and day out without the supports that they deserve or that they need. So those women are all inspirational women.
Wow, amazing. As you say, charity starts from home. So yeah, obviously we have a wonderful women in our home, and they definitely make a lot of impact in our life and the way we grow up. So amazing, what you said. And obviously, I don't want to leave you, but I know you have important meetings. One last message for all our first-time voters who are listening to you. So, do you have any message for all the first-time voters?
So for me, for first-time voters, it would be take the time to research your candidates. Look at what we currently have in the area. In the Donamead LEA, we've 5 councillors. 4 are male of a certain profile, a certain age, a certain class. We have 1 female who was co-opted into a seat that was won by male people in her party. So we need strong, independent female candidates that can come out there and advocate for everyone in the community. We need strong female candidates that are living in our area, that are raising children in our area, that are working in our area, and that need the resources in our area. So I think research your candidate. Definitely, I would be looking for people to come out and give me their number 1 vote and their support. I'm so passionate about our community. I totally understand it. I don't just listen, I actively listen, and I act on what people need and what supports they need. So research your candidates, but most importantly, come out, vote. Make your voice heard. Your voice is your vote. Make sure you use it. And thank you very much.
Awesome. So awesome. This was Clodagh O Moore, and we were listening from her and her preparation for the election and lot more. So thank you for watching and have a lovely day. Thank you.